Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Toonkind at 12 frames per second. My name is Wes. I'm going to be one of your players today. Oh, and there's noise in the background. It is time for the cat to get fed by the robot. Never mind. We are going to be having some good times here. I will be playing Corvus Allhallows, who is our resident tall pumpkin man. And with me is the fantastic, the wonderful, the funny, the clever, and all-around talented.
Hey, how dare you? I fall for this every time, though.
If it makes you feel better, I kind of
So
fall for it
that's on
every time
me.
too.
That's on me. I am non-brain cells all of the time, especially when I play Gibbs. But hi, hello, I'm Babel. If I sound weird, don't worry about it. It's a good thing. I am not sick. I am just trans.
Amazing.
To
We love to
laugh
see
that
it.
loud. But I play my fox today. This is before, I think the day before Gibbs gets snatched. So,
Yeah.
the day before the fifth nickel.
It was
Shit.
like 24 hours beforehand or something.
Yeah. Listen, the fox is fine in this FPS.
For now.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. So where
Don't
is
worry
Gibbs?
about it, it's fine.
Where is Gibbs? In his totally fine state.
And it's totally a fine state. It is on the roof of a house in Halloweentown that has been blocked off for demolition for a number of reasons that I will leave up to your imagination for why houses get condemned and, need to be demolished. And for those of you that don't know, one of Gibbs' special interests is construction. I don't know shit nor dick about it, so I'm gonna get things wrong, but bear with me on this. Gibbs knows things.
Oh dear. Alright, well, Gibbs is up on a roof and I reckon he's probably had about 15 minutes. It's at 15 minutes of uninterrupted Zen demolition work. But then there's this voice that kind of cuts through the... What time of day do you reckon? Early evening kind of thing?
Yeah, probably early evening.
The early evening air.
What are you doing?
It doesn't even bother turning its head or anything, because it is, hey, focused on not falling. It's got a harness on, and, there's a thing that it's clipped to, so that it doesn't fall if it does, but still.
Yeah.
And it's just taking a sledgehammer to the shingles on the house. Doesn't even bother looking at Corvettes, and just kind of mutters, I am demolishing a house? The fuck does it look like I'm doing?
Looks like you're committing some violence against a perfectly good house, is what?
Perfectly good house, my ass.
Really? I wouldn't have thought there'd be that much room in there. It looks so small.
It's being demolished for a reason. I have to demolish it for a reason. It's not safe to live in anymore.
Corvette is internally a little disappointed that the joke didn't land.
It's dumb. It's not gonna get every joke. I didn't get every joke. What joke? I'm confused. I'm confused. It's confused.
Perfectly good house, my ass. Oh, never mind. It's fine. There's gonna be a noise that sort of sounds like the fluttering of feathers, and then a very light tunk kind of noise as there's suddenly somebody up on the roof with you. And this person leans down, bending at the waist, and just sort of leans over Gibbs.
You, quite right there.
What was that last bit?
Are you quite right there?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, normally I get some sort of reaction when I'm being a smartass, but, you kind of just ignored me, and I'm not all about that, you know.
It's taking a minute to boot up. It's gotta think. Hold on. Wait a minute. You were being a smartass? I thought you were just being a regular ass.
Gibbs, say these things out loud. Oh my gosh.
It leaves so many things unsaid, but eventually it might just say, like, I thought you were just being a regular ass. Also, get the fuck off the roof. What are you doing? You're not even wearing a hard hat.
Yeah, I kind of wouldn't. First of all, I don't think they make them to fit pumpkins, but also, I'll be fine. It's fine.
Piss off.
No. Shan't.
It isn't safe for you to be up here. Who even let you up? How did you get up here? How did you get up here? What the fuck?
I am, particularly mobile. So, getting up onto this house roof? Easy peasy. It's not really something that can stand in the way to me.
Gibbs, no, please.
Gibbs, yes, please.
It wants to throw him off the roof.
I mean, it's welcome to try.
Alright, I'm gonna make an athletics then. Good luck, Corbett. This is not safety protocol, but it's fine. If he wants to learn safety, he'll learn.
Oh, amazing. Okay, what am I rolling to contest? Strength or acrobatics or
Acrobatics.
acrobatics? Okay. Well, I can tell you for a fact straight up that Corvitz is going to win this. Oh dear. Oops. Bum bum.
Oh, well, okay. Well, okay. Alright. It tries. There is an attempt. It is pointedly not grabbing any part of your body.
Mm-hmm.
It just grabs your pants and tries to eat you that way.
I think what Corvitz probably does is just straight up just lift one leg up to try and lift Kim straight up in the air just by lifting his knee.
You're gonna have to try harder than that if you, want to escort me from the premises.
Eat an entire dick.
No, thanks. Hey, by the way, your name was Gibbs, right?
Who's asking?
This guy, me. I'm pretty sure your name was Gibbs. I don't think my head's quite that muddled. But come on, you gotta help me out here. You're Gibbs, yes? That's what Jack said your name was.
Yeah. Why?
Well, I mean, I came all the way to find where you were. Glad I got the right person.
He's just gonna let go of his pants and drop down. Well, you really couldn't have waited until later when I was making lunch for everyone, because at the current moment I'm a little busy.
I can see that you're painstakingly destroying every last roof tile. Uh, why are you doing that, by the way?
It's not livable anymore.
Really? I mean, it looked perfectly fine to me. It was fine the last time I saw it.
When exactly was the last time that you saw this house?
Um, look, I'm gonna be completely honest. I was about 180 years ago.
That's a three-digit number, which A, I can't count past three, and B, pretty sure that's the second letter in the alphabet here. Uh, that's a lot of numbers. That was a long ass time ago, man. They don't houses. No, no.
Plenty of things
A house
last that
can look
long.
fine on the outside, but be completely fucked on the inside.
Yeah, I suppose. But like, I mean, okay, I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't actually know that much about houses. That's not my department. Um, I don't know. It just seemed a little bit weird to be knocking it down rather than fixing it.
And there are things that are wrong with it that can't really be fixed unless we knock it down. Like the foundation is entirely screwed. And it just runs down a fucking list of like all the shit that's wrong with it. A
That's
lot of which cannot be fixed without, tearing it down first and just rebuilding it.
that sure is a laundry list of problems. Well, I mean, I suppose it ain't my house, so I suppose I should let you just do it.
Why do I get the feeling like you're not gonna do that?
I mean, I'm not gonna stop you. However, I am gonna stand here and be a mess. So,
Of course
this
you
much.
are.
Of course I am. Listen, if you don't know who I am, should I reintroduce myself?
Reintroduce? I don't think I've ever seen you before in my life.
Oh, no, we've met. I think you laughed at me the first time we met, within like 5 seconds of us meeting. Not sure why, but you definitely laughed at me.
Give me just a moment. I have to roll an intelligence disadvantage.
Gibbs, beloved. Hey, that's not bad, actually.
Oh, wait. That didn't work the way that I did. It's not nice parser brain, please.
I mean, it rolled.
It did. Oh.
Oh, God.
Well, that's worse than it was in the roleplay. Alright.
A lot worse.
Decidedly not a 0. So I'm not going to have it shut down. So,
Yeah, great.
it has some very interesting mechanics, everybody. Don't worry about it. Anyways. It seems to try to think for a long while, longer than what should be feasible for a person to think about something. And like you can physically hear the gears trying to turn in its head.
Mm-hmm.
And then it short circuits because it doesn't fucking remember.
404, data not found.
2 plus 2 does not equal 4. And it just kind of mutters confusedly, I don't remember that. I don't think I've ever laughed here.
I think I'm gonna have Corvitz roll an insight now. I don't actually have to have him roll, but I like to have him roll.
You just like to show off his stupid high modifiers.
I do like to show off his stupid high modifiers. Yeah, that's why we make sheets for characters like this. It's a 44.
Me too, and I love you.
Okay. So I think Corvitz has a 100% read on the situation, and he just sort of leans back a little bit.
You've got some shitty memory, huh?
That's putting it lightly. But yeah.
Huh. Well, in that case, you're gonna have to just take my word for it that we've met, and we'll start from scratch. It wasn't really much of a meeting introduction anyway, because I was wrecked, but
And he'll stick out a hand to shake.
my name's Corvitz Allhallows.
Gibbs, and it's just kind of looking at his hand. Hey, I'm not sure if it can reach. B.
Oh, he's leaned down so Gibbs
gonna-
can reach.
Give it just a moment. Can it remember what this means? Yes, okay. It takes it a minute to like figure out what that means, and it does the kind of hand movement of like unsureness. Like, is this what I do? Is that what that means? And it shakes eventually.
Yep. All right. And Corvitz gives a very polite handshake before letting go.
Well, if you don't remember me, you may not remember what you did for me, so thanking you for it probably isn't gonna go down so well. At least it will just confuse you, I suppose.
More than likely, honestly. I'm lucky to remember where I am on a good day, so.
Yikes. That sounds rough.
And it does a kind of hand wave and grabs its hammer.
I mean, I thought it was pretty garbage not knowing what's gone on while I've been away, but, yeah.
Same shit, different day. Assuming you can keep track of days.
Oh, I can definitely do that. That's not a problem.
That's what everybody else tells me. I don't. What time is it even? And it looks up at the sky. It is that o'clock, and it still doesn't know.
Evening, Gibbs. It's evening. And that's about as accurate as you really need to be.
Sure, why not? it just kind of like shrugs a little bit. It doesn't care all that much. This fox has a resting bitch face.
And Corvitz has a resting grin face. Like he's just standing there, just smiling now.
So, this house you were knocking down. I can't claim to know anything about houses or how to knock them down, but dang, this is slow.
Yeah, I don't exactly have magic, and I don't really think that that would work much on this at the current moment.
What? I'm sure magic would work fine. I mean, what is this thing made out of? Wood? If it's wood, I can sort that out, no problem.
I would assume there's wood. There's a lot of wood holding up the framework, as there is with any house.
All right. Well, what say you to a little bit of assistance here? Like, you're still gonna get paid one way or the other, right? So,
No, I'm doing this for fun.
oh well. Be far be it for me to take your fun away, then.
And he just sort of awkwardly rubs the back of his head.
Okay, it put two and two together. I don't think we're gonna get the bathroom scene. Gibbs has chosen to be smart today.
People listening to this later are going to be so confused.
Don't worry about it.
Oh dear.
Genuinely don't worry about it. It's comedy. It's fucking hilarious.
We rehearsed. We are now off script.
It pauses as it's going to take another whack at the roof, and then it looks over at him, and then it's going to take off its hard hat and throw it at him. You were going to set the place on fire, weren't you?
I'm going to do a dex save, see whether or not the helmet hits him. It does not. That was a natural 20. Why are you rolling a nat 20, Corbett? Oh, heck and heck.
Oh my god.
Oh dear.
Why is Gibbs rolling to be smart today?
So Corvettes is going to quite handily get out of the way of that helmet.
Yes, I was gonna set it on fire. Like, that's such a good idea. It'll be so quick. It'll burn, it'll fall down. Job done. Not a problem.
I don't know how to explain to you that that is the dumbest idea in this situation.
What? No, it'd be fine. Listen, I'm very, very good with controlling the fire and the things that the fire does. It's something I have extensive practice in. Like my whole life kind of thing. Well, almost. I reckon we could do it nice and controlled. Just, one nice little bit of fire at the bottom. It'll go all the way
I'm gonna
up.
stop you right there because I don't believe that.
What? Don't believe
I don't
what?
believe that.
What?
I don't believe. No.
What, you don't think I can do it? You don't think I can do it nice and controlled and sensible like?
No.
Well, now obviously I have to do it because I have to prove you wrong.
Don't. Please. My god.
Why not? You can't stop me anyway, so, may as well just step aside and let me do it.
Absolutely not.
Boo.
Off the roof.
Nope.
Get off.
Not.
It's gonna start chasing him around.
I'm getting some Benny Hill shit here.
Get off the fucking roof.
No. Thank you. I'm quite fine on the roof. If you want to make me get off, you're gonna have to catch me first.
I'm going to roll another acrobatics to see how he does dancing around on the roof. Okay.
Roll.
How? Why? I'm not mad about it, Corvus, but why? Why did you get another net 20? Jesus fucking
It's a good day for them.
It's a good day for him.
If you don't want to get off the roof, then I guess I'll go get someone who will.
Oh, and who might that be?
You said you know Jacques. I also know Jacques.
Yes, I know you do know Jacques. Are you gonna go like tattle on me? like some sort of child.
This is a safety violation. I don't know how to explain this to you in a way that you'll understand.
I understand that some people could get hurt in this situation. I also understand that I couldn't. So you can't make me get off the roof. I'm quite happy and perfectly fine where I am.
Right, where is your patience with this man? My beloved fox. Entirely non-existent. Okay. Are you dumb enough to do something rash right now? Are you that upset? Fuck. Please, dice spot. Oh, okay, you are. Okay. So it's Angie.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Angie enough, and it doesn't see him as a threat.
Just an annoyance.
So it's not going to rage, but it is just going to run at him and then just like launch itself at him. Try and get him off the fucking roof.
Okay. Are we putting that against his armor class? How are we doing that?
I don't know. We could roll a funny it.
We could rule a funny it. Oh, what do we want to happen?
Rule of funny and rule of gay.
Just straight up tackle him around the middle.
Yeah. So, I guess Dex save for you, my dude.
A deck save? Okay, that's great. You know what? We might get that scene after all if we play this right.
Yes. Yes. So, Corbett, you get tackled by the spot, and God, it is surprisingly heavy for how small it is. What the hell? And both of you are launched through the roof as you fall onto it, and eventually it stops falling with you because its harness worked. But you're launched into a tub.
I think he's just gonna lie there in this old enameled bathtub that's kind of too short for him. So like it's one end is at his knees, and then he's kind of got his arms flopped over the side, and he looks a little bit dizzy, but he's not hurt.
It looks so annoyed as it's just dangling above him.
And Corbett's gonna give his head a little bit of a shake to clear it and then just sort of look up.
You look like a pinata.
And you look like the dumbest gourd stick I've ever seen.
Well, I mean, I'm probably the only one you've ever seen. So, I get to set all the bars. Some of them are high, some of them are low, and some of them are used to poke very heavy, like made out of concrete kind of pinatas hanging from a hole in the roof.
If you smack me with a stick, I am breaking that stick and smacking you with it.
I wouldn't expect anything less. Would you like a hand down?
How much of a stubborn ass are you gonna be? Or more so, how much of a brat? Okay. Alright. You don't want to be a brat. That's new. Okay. It just kind of looks at him and then it just shrugs. Sure. How do you intend on getting me down?
Well, let's see. There's the sensible way, or there's the silly way. I suppose I could do either. I mean, you're not that high up to reach.
I hope I fall on you.
Don't worry, as long as I see you coming, I'm sure I could catch you.
Oh, really? Then how is it that you managed to get into that tub?
I was not actually prepared for you to tackle me. I don't normally play contact sports. I didn't know that sports was in your resume of skills there.
No, I don't know what a splort is,
Eh,
but I am very good at tackling people.
yes, the proof is in the pudding, or the hole in the roof, I guess. All right, let's get you down from there.
And
Okay.
he is going to stand up, and I am going to roll him a hammer space. That is my D10. That is not a 1. That is a 9. Yeah, so he's going to reach into his hammer space, and he's just going to pull out a small, in proportion to him, knife, and he's just gonna reach up and just do a very quick shunk to try and cut the harness cable.
I don't think it takes much to do that because it's a harness cable.
Yeah.
And he's a fucking god. But
Yes. And what should I roll for him to catch?
God. Athletics?
Athletics? Okay, we can do athletics. Oh, Corvitz. You're very much showing off now, aren't you? Easy as pie. He goes, shunk, and then just sticks his arms out, and then there's just a poof kind of noise as all of Gibbs's fur mass just lands very nicely into his arms. Like, into a princess carry. Even though Gibbs wasn't facing that way when he fell. It is now, as it went out of shot and then back into shot, in the right direction for a princess carry.
There you go.
Still,
I
my
told you
beauty.
I'd catch you.
The sarcasm. The slight sarcasm, actually, when it said, "Be still, my beating heart."
Ah, don't fall for me just yet. Here you go. I mean, you've done enough falling today.
And he'll
Oh,
just
if
put
I
it down.
want to, fuck you.
Well, now you're inside the house. So you're gonna do this whole, destroy it from the inside thing? Or I kinda did cut your harness rope, so I'm assuming that it's no longer safe to go up on the roof.
And he does quotes with one hand when he says the word safe.
You really want to be thrown into the bathtub again, don't you?
I mean, if it gets me out of your way, I can make myself comfortable.
6. It does not have the patience to do this today. I mean, I could just go get another harness from the Lycans or one of the court members or whatever, but I don't really want to.
How embarrassing, right? I'm sorry I broke your equipment. Please, can I have another?
Both of you to assume that I'd tell them that I did it because I didn't. I'm not a liar.
Well, I mean, that's true. You are the one that tackled me through the roof and got yourself pinated, so...
Yeah, because you're being a dick.
Yeah? What's your point there?
I think I'm justified.
Alright, well, what's your plan now then? Hmm?
What are you gonna do, buddy? Are you gonna leave it, or are you gonna just... Yeah, it's gonna leave it. It's gonna leave it for another day. It'll come back to this.
Amazing.
And... fuck it, lunchtime, I guess. Early. And it just kind of shrugs and... sets down the fucking... sledgehammer and just kind of walks downstairs.
Can Gibbs roll me a perception real quick?
Sure.
And I'm gonna.
It's not.
I mean, I probably don't need to roll. Yeah, I don't need to roll. It does
No.
not get to notice that it is no longer. I'm gonna. Where's my sleight of hand? Yeah, my sleight of hand is still higher than that too. It does not get to notice that it is no longer wearing its hard hat or its high vis vest or the remnants of the harness.
Corvette says Fox is stupid.
Oh dear. I think he's gonna follow after Gibbs a bit and then just lean out of the door as Gibbs is on the street and just go,
So, if you're abandoning it, can I use the fire technique? If you don't want to use your accredited, approved, whatever.
You cut out at the end.
If you're not going to use your accredited, approved, whatever, can I use the fire technique?
I'm not abandoning it, I'm just leaving it for another day.
Oh, but I want to do it. Come on, it'll be great. I'm very good at this.
All the way home, aren't you?
What?
You're gonna whine at me all the way home, aren't you?
Absolutely, I am.
Fuck!
F.
That's an 11. Roll me a persuasion.
Alright, I can roll a persuasion. Dun, 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 dun. What's your persuasion that? 26.
Oh. Well, okay. Damn. It just looks at him and looks at how far away the manor might be. And it looks down at the ground beneath it, at Kara, and it squints. and then it looks back at him, and I'm pretty sure it thinks that Kara might think this is fucking hilarious. So it just kind of rolls its eyes, sort of. There's nothing really in those eyes outside of like a glowing light from somewhere in the back. So it's just one solid, consistent light. No pupils or anything. And it gestures with its hand, like, go on.
Awesome. You'll see, this will be nice and controlled. We'll start at the bottom, grow our way up. Once the supports burn, then it'll fall. No problem. Alright, give me 1 second.
And he's gonna duck back into the house. And I'm just gonna pull up his spells list. What do you want to use for this, Corvids? You are not trying to overdo it. Funnily enough. Let's just go with Scorching Ray, why not? And you're going to upcast it so you've got some extra rays. Okay. I'm not going to have him roll to hit or anything because it's a house! It cannot dodge! So... Target takes 2d6 fire damage. I don't have another d6. Who is going to donate their d6 to this? Right. Your dice are around the right colour. Chicka, 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 chicka. Alright. Six, 7, 6, 9. Alright. So with 4 darts, it was a 6, a 6, a 7, and a 9. And, you can see, Gibbs doesn't have to try very hard to see these bursts of fire going off inside that first room of the house. But then there's sort of this kind of pulse almost, and the air is saturated with this smell of toasted pumpkin spice. And then there's a beat of silence, and then the whole house just goes up in this enormous whoosh of fire going up, and you can just hear from inside the house Corvit's going,
oh, fuck, what the fuck happened?
And immediately it's running back inside, because, shit. Okay. Oh, and, both of us make a dex save.
a dex save, okay.
Yeah. But your dex save in this is a +2, buddy. I love that. That's a nat 1, Gibbs, please! You were doing so well!
Corvit's got a 24, so like...
So immediately upon Gibbs entering the foundation beneath you both, gives out. Because its step was heavy.
Yeah.
You combine that with the fire. There is now a house falling on top of you both, and you're going through to the basement.
Goody! Alright, cool. Let me see. What are you gonna do there, buddy?
I'll let you decide what you do with that 24. Gibbs is decidedly immediately down at the bottom of the basement.
It just go chunk straight down. I think Corvit's was initially going, what the shit, why is there so much fire? And then he just hears the crack of the floor giving way under Gibbs and turns, and like the rest of the floor is caving in, but he kind of doesn't move in space. The floor leaving the ground doesn't seem to do anything in particular. And then he sort of looks down and he can see Gibbs falling, and I'm assuming this house is like regular house proportions, so it's gonna be what, a 10-foot drop?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's only 2 feet, not even 2 feet shorter than him. So he's just gonna drop down and land on the floor next to Gibbs and come running over and just sort of not quite baseball slide, but sort of drop to his knees next to it as he gets close.
Ah, shit, you okay?
Just kind of pushes itself up as if this is normal. It doesn't look like it's in pain.
I know that that's not necessarily fine, but Corvitz doesn't.
And it says, I've been much worse.
Yeah, I didn't know there was a basement in this house. That's interesting to know.
I'm pretty sure I listed that the basement was one of the problems.
If I'm honest, I wasn't listening.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I think we might want to make some sort of exit, while you are still able to do so.
You say that, and Gibbs is already looking up, trying to see a way out that isn't just the fucking stairs, because the stairs are no longer there. And, you see its ears go back.
Hey, look,
You look up.
I can get you out of here. Yeah, like, look, okay. Look, this is not that high. It's fine. We just have to be a bit quick about it before the rest of the house comes out, that's all.
And it says that, and it points upwards. And the house is already in the middle of falling on them.
Okay, so, rush job. Alright, come here.
And he's just gonna reach down and just pick Gibbs up.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Now we don't have time to be timid. Hold on to your underpants. Let's go.
What? It's gonna try to roll an acrobatics. It's only +2, so, like, that's not gonna do anything. It's gonna try. That's trying to get out of it.
Do you want me to contest?
I don't think you have to. I've seen his modifiers.
Yeah, a 12 ain't really gonna cut it. I mean, he does have things that are less than a 12, just not any things that are relevant here. Yeah, so Gibbs has been scooped into Corvitz's arms, and then there is a fairly solid woomph sort of noise as he jumps, and just for shits and giggles, I am going to roll him a straight strength, because your expertise and your skills and stuff doesn't necessarily translate to your regular base stats. So let's see what happens. Oh, okay. That's not super good there. Okay, whatchamacallit? What's your name? Corvitz? It's not good. That's 10. So, like, I think it takes him a moment, because you can feel, him bash into the side of some of the house, and there's a good creaking and a solid whoomph, and he sort of shudders, and he's just like,
oh, for God's sakes, come on! I don't want to really add more fire. That's kind of part of the problem. Let me out!
It's gonna give it a try. Like, punch through it, because it's punched through walls before, so...
Nice! Alright, I'm gonna roll another strength.
It just kind of reaches out and punches the fucking wall.
That's good.
And the wall crumbles.
Yep. Fantastic. Alright. So I think, because, like, Corvus is a fair bit bigger than Gibbs, so he's gonna wind back, and then Gibbs will punch it as he comes back in, and he rolled a 19 on his next attempt at bashing the wall down. So there was some splintering happening and whatnot, but then they just sort of go boom out of the side of this burning house and into the sky.
It's very confused. It has never been in the air for as long as it's been here, and what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, you're a good 30 feet up, I suppose. And you can still feel like you're still being held by corvettes, and there's the slow, steady sound of wings beating in the air.
Okay.
Well,
okay.
That
You know
was
what? Yeah.
an adventure.
Same shit, different day.
I hardly think that is the same shit. That wasn't supposed to happen.
I've been seen done a lot of things.
Don't know that you've ever been busted out of a burning building before.
I've busted other people out of buildings. Never been the other way around.
Well, there you go. First time for everything. And, it's coming down.
And he kind of nods his head towards the building that's below them, and it's just sort of burning internally, and then and then it kind of just collapses into the basement, and there's this big crash and a big plume of smoke and dust, and then there's just this little smoldering pile.
It's just that there's a pit to hell, eventually, essentially. Well,
I wasn't supposed to be that enthusiastic. Why in the goddamn did my magic do that? I was pretty sure I was keeping it under control.
it only affected the house.
Are you
That
sure?
said, though, you get to explain. You get to explain to the court why the house burned down.
I mean, they wanted it destroyed anyway. What difference does it make? But yeah, all right. Like, I mean, Yax was going to introduce them to me and me to them anyway. So, no better time like the present, right? Sorry.
For what?
Well, you kind of did come running in there and you fell into the basement. I feel as though I'm partially responsible for such a thing.
Trying to put that together. Says 2 and 2 equal 4, Gibbs.
Does 2 and 2 equal 4? Oh, look,
yes.
It actually does.
Holy shit. It doesn't know what 4 is, but it knows that 2 plus 2 equals that. Now the real question is, what is its response to that gonna be? Because just because it knows does not mean it believes it. Okay, first of all, I ran in there. That was my choice. Secondly, I'm the one that gave the okay. So,
I guess so.
I knew it was a bad idea. I made the decision anyways, because I didn't want to be annoyed all the way home,
Look,
especially
it
when I
would
knew
have
that
been
Kara would probably elongate it.
it would have been fine if my magic did what I was telling it to do. I'm all for getting over enthusiastic, but I've not had my magic do that without my consent before. And yeah, why did you run in after me?
Hey, Gibbs, buddy! Are you going to explain that to him? No. No, you're not.
Oh, bless.
How okay are you right now, buddy? Not at all. Okay. It's fine.
Press
It
X to
opens its mouth. It opens its mouth and then it shuts it. And there's a complicated look on its face. It doesn't emote very much. It doesn't look like it really knows how to. Um, but you have a really high fucking insight.
He does have
There's
insight.
there's a moment of brief, intense sadness and grief before it just gets overrun by apathy.
Hey,
And it mutters, I'd like to get down now.
are you sure? I mean, I can give you a lift back to the manor. I mean, you did just fall through the floor of a burning building. It's no trouble for me to give you a lift the fast way.
I would much rather walk, please.
Oh, okay.
And he's just gonna very, very gently and controlled just drop through the air and land with a much heavier thud than what he landed on the roof with, and then very gently set Gibbs down on its feet.
It is decidedly not looking at the remains of the building, and it is just gonna walk in the direction that it knows the manor to be in.
Corvids is gonna follow after.
All right, buddy. You gonna just walk in uncomfortable silence, or are you gonna try to make conversation with this man? Okay, good. So, how do you know Jux?
Well, Jax is my best friend. The first person I ever met in my whole life, and, he's kind of my student, kind of my best friend, kind of my brother, we've got a we're a very close relationship here.
And that's all it's gonna say. It doesn't know what else to say.
Luckily,
it tried.
Corvids is very good at filling the gaps in conversations, so he's just gonna keep going.
Jax didn't exactly have an easy time of life, hanging out with me. Also, worked for me and made sure I didn't get assassinated sometimes, and made sure I didn't embarrass myself in front of a whole bunch of visiting nobility. That was very kind of him. I appreciate him greatly. I appreciate him so much for not letting me embarrass myself. Not for lack of trying, of course. You know, that's just what happens when you hang out with a dumbass king, I guess.
You're a king?
I mean, yeah. Do you really think the title Pumpkin King is just for show? I mean, it's gonna come from somewhere, and admittedly, I'm technically unemployed right now because the old kingdom doesn't exactly exist anymore. It kind of.
Beloved, you're cutting out.
I am going to apply violence to my mic. I am so close to the damn thing. Let's try
I'm
again.
sorry.
No. Let's try again.
Technically, the old kingdom doesn't exist anymore, so, I guess that makes me unemployed. Technically speaking, but the title is still a thing, and, you know, I was a king what felt like yesterday to me. But today, nope. Suppose not.
I don't know, you can always overthrow the one asshole everybody talks about.
Oh, you mean that the Giznap asshole who annexed my kingdom? You know, I have entertained that as a notion. I'm really not sure how I would go about doing that. Yeah, it's not. I've not done that before. Also, I'm not sure whether or not Jax would be in for it, and he took over when I left. And has got a pretty good thing going on here. I don't really want to mess things up for him. As much as physically possible, you understand.
Yeah? No, I get it. I know a few ways to overthrow government. I've done it a few times. Not really good at one of the ways, because I'm not much for talking.
You sure? I would have thought you were a regular chatterbox. You talking to me just fine.
This is weird. This isn't normal. Not for me.
Wow, color me honored to be getting the brunt of your conversational abilities. That's fantastic. I'm pleased to draw a conversation out of you in a significant way.
Okay. It doesn't know how to react to that, so just okay.
I think what Corvitz is going to do, he's actually going to reach down and give Gibbs a fond little pat on the top of the head, just a little ruffle.
You are getting that hand swatted away. Like, don't touch me.
I'm just trying to be friendly. Jeez.
I don't like my head being touched.
Okay, that's very specific. Is there a part of you I can touch? I know some people are like have a thing about certain bits of them, but like your arm
It's not.
or something.
My shoulders are fine.
Okay, we can work with that.
And he's going to reach down and give a fond little pat on the shoulder.
It just stands there for that. Just like, okay, this is happening. I don't know what to do about it.
I hope you don't mind if I hang around you for a little bit longer. I mean, I know I am very, very annoying, but, I think you're pretty good company, you know, Gibbs. You got some sass to you, but, you know, that comes in good doses and bad doses.
I mean, I don't really think I'm that much good company. I'm kind of a dick.
I don't know if you've noticed this or not, Gibbs, but so am I.
Not a lot of people really like hanging out with me.
Well, I do. You let me set a house on fire.
I let you set a house on fire entirely so you wouldn't pester me about it the whole way home.
Yep, you let me set a house on fire. I am completely ignoring the rest of the things you said. And, you know, if I'm going to be insufferable, then, you know, I may as well get my way while doing it, right?
Okay.
You said you were going to make something to eat. Do you need a hand? I've got two. And they come off. We can reach all sorts of places that way.
There are many ways that can be taken, and I'm going to choose to ignore all of them.
He's talking about shelves, but okay.
It wishes it could not go. It wishes that it could not think like that. But unfortunately, people are awful. People are awful to it.
Oh.
So.
I mean, like, unseen servant is usually a little bit easier to get stuff off of high shelves, so, I mean, I don't have to take my arms off to reach the high shelves either. I am fairly tall.
Yes, so, you're ungodly tall, just like everybody else that I know, besides Lynn.
Oh yeah, you and Lynn are around about the same size, nice and compact.
Compact. I don't even know what that means.
It means like somebody took something big and squished it till it gets really small. And at least in Lynn's case, they are nice and they're fluffy, but not quite you fluffy. They're a different kind of fluffy. Your fur seems to be made out of concrete. You are heavy, like, so you're something that's 3 times my size was squished into a tiny, tiny, tiny little fox form.
I'm gonna strangle your mic, Wiz.
It's not even my mic. My mic is picking me up just fine. It's Discord being an asshole. I don't know what to do. I can't get any closer.
I'm sorry. Here, go to your voice and video settings.
Okay. Technical difficulties. Voice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go to your voice activity or input sensitivity.
Yeah.
Make sure that it doesn't have auto sensitivity on.
Auto sensitivity is the one that works. Although why have I got default input? What the? Let's try changing that. Maybe that's better.
If you turn off auto sensitivity, and then you turn it to the left a little bit until you can, like...
I mean, like, I did just...
A good third of the way. That will also help.
I mean, it is... The last time I tried that, it made it worse. So, like, I can...
Hello?
Yeah, see? It's even worse. Nope. No, that makes it worse. But I did change the input device. So maybe that will help. I don't know.
Hopefully.
But anyway.
I'm sorry.
Discord, please. We're trying to have a moment.
We're trying to have gay.
Oh shit. Okay, so I think what Corvitz is gonna do, he's just gonna start rambling, quite frankly, about basically nothing. Just to keep filling the air, because every time he gives a pause for Gibbs to talk, it kinda doesn't, so he'll just keep talking.
It's slow to respond, and it tries its best, but it doesn't have a lot of input, and it's not one for talking. It's more so about action. Like it's very much so. It leaves a lot of things unsaid that you just kind of have to get through paying attention.
And Corvitz is surprisingly attentive. So I feel like even though Gibbs isn't actually saying very much, there is still something that resembles a conversation. Like it sounds one-sided a little bit, maybe. But he will do this rambling all the way up to the manor door.
And it pauses before it opens the door, or the door opens for it. Either one, it doesn't care. Kara will do what Kara is going to do.
Yes.
And he kind of holds up a finger, like as if saying, like, just a second. And actually, this would be after they get in the door then, because depending on, it doesn't have to open the door for anybody. It takes a moment to look around. It doesn't know where either of the spooks are, or if they're even here, or if anybody else is here outside of the two of them at the current moment. But just in case, it does kind of mutter a very soft home, and then goes off towards the kitchen.
Oh, Corvitz is grinning and just follows after.
Have you been staying here long?
I would assume so. I've been here long enough to recognize people that don't live in the manor, so.
Ah, shit, yeah, if your memory's borked, I suppose making those long-term memories is a little harder. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I suppose so. Have you been enjoying it?
It opens its mouth and then it shuts it again because it doesn't know how to respond. Its heart wants to say yes, but again, there's that sadness and that knowing, and then the grief and apathy.
I'm glad that Halloweentown is palatable to you. It's a good place. It's a very good place. I'm quite fond of it. And as long as, I mean, you come pretty vetted by Jacques. Jacques is a very good judge of character. So, if he reckons you're all right, I hope you stay for a long time. Especially if you're happy here.
Oh boy. He, he made it seem like Jacques thought it was a good person. Which is more than likely true. He probably does think it's a good person. But the way that that was worded was like, if it denies the fact that it thinks that it's a terrible person, or if it denies the fact that it thinks it's a good person, that's basically like saying that Jacques does not have a good judge of character, and that's insulting. And it might be upset with Jacques right now, but it's not going to be an asshole to somebody that it cares about. Not like that.
I'm not even going to have him roll insight. I think I'm just going to give it to him.
Yeah, I would as well.
Hey, I can tell you're a little bit conflicted here. What's this frowning about? It's not a proper frown, but it's enough. What's going on between those banana bright eyes of yours?
I don't know if you noticed, I don't really smile.
You should give it a try. It's actually a lot of fun. I do it all the time.
He just sort of puts his two pointer fingers on like the corners of his mouth at his cheeks, highlighting his jagged grin.
There's a slight upturn of its mouth, but it's kind of momentary. And that's more so because it may or may not have thought that was cute, but it's not going to address that. uh, it it's thinking, trying to figure out how to word it. Not only does it leave a lot of things unsaid, it doesn't. It sucks at words. Gibbs sucks so bad at words. So, Common is not my first language, and that's relevant because I don't words good.
I mean, as somebody who speaks primordial, you're doing just fine. Common is a very interesting language, I gotta say. But, yeah, I think you're doing fine. No problems at all.
Uh, but I disagree with me being a good person. I don't think that's true, but at the same time, I feel like stating that after what you just said would be like saying that Jacques is not a good judge of character, and that's insulting.
Ah, well, see, the thing here
And
is that it's a difference in opinion. Jacques thinks you're a good person. I'm inclined to believe Jacques, and good person is in the eye of the beholder or some shit. And you did kind of help save me, which you probably don't remember, which I was going to thank you for. I'm gonna thank you for it anyway. Thank you for helping save my sorry ass. I appreciate it greatly. That's one hell of a first impression.
it opens its mouth and then shuts it again and seems to think for a moment. And then it just kind of mutters under its breath. No amount of saving one person is going to ever undo the things that I've done elsewhere. But then it gets up and it just goes to grab some shit and start making food.
Corvitz isn't going to draw attention to it because it was kind of obvious that Gibbs was saying that with not the intention of it being part of the conversation. So, what he's going to do, he's just going to kind of try and follow Gibbs's lead with the cooking stuff. So he's going to just sort of start pulling more stuff down and this, that, and the other thing and see what happens.
you put together that you haven't discussed what it is that you're making with this man? Or are you two in your own head? You are two in your own head. Good job, buddy. Good job.
Oh dear.
It is just starting to kind of set things on the counters, and it has to hop up onto things. It's got like a pot of boiling water going and everything like that. It's making dough, and there's like vegetables off to the side.
Alright, I think Corvettes is going to make some sort of assumption that there's cutting of vegetables involved, and he's just going to hold out a kitchen knife vaguely in a non-threatening way in front of Gibbs, and just sort of give it a small little waggle.
Do you want me to chop something?
But sure. If you want to mince those, that's fine.
Okay, I can definitely do that.
I'm going to roll him a survival just for shits and giggles. That's not bad at all. I mean, when you have a plus 12. So it's very expertly minced.
I was about to ask a very stupid question. No, you don't know this recipe. This is one that my mother made. It doesn't exist here except for me.
I mean, there might be something similar. Oh, I'll be fair, you didn't tell me what we're making, so I'm just making shit up as I go.
And that's me laughing. Not it. I'm making one of my mother's old recipes. I don't remember. Oh god, how do I translate that into common in Kobe?
Is Kobe what your language is called?
Yeah.
I've not even heard of that language before. That's cool. What does it sound like? What does it sound like? Tell me.
It switches to Kobe, and it speaks that at him a little bit. And there's a reason why you've never heard it. It is not spoken anywhere in Satori at all.
Fantastic. Does Gibbs want to roll an insight on Corvettes?
Sure. It's a straight D20. That's the 3.
Nothing. Nada. Zip. I mean, he seems a little happy for some reason.
What?
That sounds so cool. And yeah, I can actually see where your accent comes from. Like your voice sounds like it's made for that language. That is so neat. I've never heard that before. It sounds so good. You're gonna have to teach me. That's cool.
Awkward silence. Gibbs, please. Gibbs, please give me something to work with other than physical things. Okay. This isn't bad, by the way. This is fine. And I mean that genuinely. Damn. Damn. So, like, it looks down. It doesn't seem to know how to react. But, like, I don't know how to explain. Like, it doesn't blush, but, like, there is a little bit of shyness on it. Just the slightest bit.
Aww.
It doesn't know how to react.
How do flattered? What the fuck?
What are these emotions that I'm feeling right now? What the fuck is this?
I think Crawfords is again not going to draw attention to it. He's just going to kind of grin and go back to mincing vegetables and helping with cooking the dumplings.
Gibbs is just going to not address that. Not today. And it's going to finish making the dough and then show him how to put the shit in the dough and then close the ball, the dumpling.
This is some
And
cool stuff. I've not made this sort of thing before.
so, fun fact, these things are big enough for you to eat in like multiple bites, and you're huge. It would be hard for a tune the size of Gibbs to even try to get their entire mouth around one end.
How do you eat these, by the way? They're enormous. Are they supposed to be this big?
Yes.
How do you eat it? It's big. I mean, I could pick it up and eat it in like 3 bites, but you could fit inside one of these.
I kind of just do my best. I forget just how small I am compared to everybody. I am used to making these for other cover, and the vast majority of the people that I knew, they were all huge. Like, my mother was taller than you.
That's damn tall. I mean, I am taller than Jacques and Asclepius, and neither of them are short. I mean, I'm 8'11". That is humongously tall, especially for a toon. And
Well,
yeah.
we weren't tunes. I wasn't always a tune. I honestly don't really understand any of this tune stuff.
Crawford's kind of stops and turns and looks at Kim's looking very confused.
You weren't always a toon.
No, this is the first time that I've been anything other than a real kind. As you guys call it, from what I understand, which I don't really understand a lot.
Well, you understand correctly because yeah, that's how it goes. Why do I get? Why are you implying that you've been more than one thing? Is that are you like a shapeshifter or some shit?
No, I just die a lot.
Do you mind running that by me again?
I die a lot.
And what? You come back over and over again?
Yeah.
As different stuff?
Mm-hmm. In a different world, in a different time. All that fun, happy horse shit.
You know what? I can't decide whether or not that would be outrageously cool or really disorientating.
It's not something that I would wish on my worst enemy.
Ow. Is it the kind of thing that you'd rather not talk about?
I mean, I don't really care anymore. It is what it is, and it's going to happen again eventually.
I'm not sure how I feel about that. Why don't we plan for not soon, yeah? I mean, you know, I've only just met you. I would like to get to know you better.
Its brows kind of furrow, and like it looks like there's the complicated emotions again. There's a tinge of sadness, but like a tinge of like I don't know what to tell you. Gibbs has kind of given up, and it just kind of mutters like I don't have a choice in the matter.
I
I
mean,
don't get to decide when that happens.
wow. I mean, that's fair. No one gets to decide when they die, but we can take steps to avoid it. And, you know, I may have accidentally burnt a house down without intending to in quite that manner, but, um, I'm pretty strong. So if anyone comes for your ass, I could definitely do something about it.
Discord didn't let you hear any of that, did it?
It let me hear like part of it, but not a lot. No.
Fucking hell. I don't know what's with Discord today. It works fine when the voice mod's not turned on. And then I turn the voice mod on and it's like, lol, no.
I'm sorry.
Sad.
Sad.
Oh well. Let me try it again. See if I can remember the exact line.
I can may have fucked up that whole house burning down thing, but I'm actually pretty strong. If anyone comes for your ass, I could definitely do something about it.
Okay, I heard more of it, but still cut out a good bit.
Dear. He said, the gist was, I'm pretty strong and I could protect you if someone came for you.
I hold him gentle, and I hold you so gentle. I'm sorry.
I don't know what the hell is wrong with this thing. I might reboot before we start our next thing.
That's totally valid and fair, and I pat you so gentle. Gibbs mutters quietly. I would prefer that you didn't. I don't. And it swallows harshly. I don't want to know what they would do to you if you tried.
I can look after myself. I mean, I didn't win the whole war thing. I'm pretty sure, but you know, I'm willing to give it a try.
I already promised Shots and Asclepius that I'd let them try. If you guys are that close, I can't deny you that.
I'm
Even
not
if I
gonna make you
wanted to.
promise anything. Promises are a big deal, and you might not have always been, but you're a toon now, and promises are kind of a big deal to toons. So you kind of have to take them seriously. You can't make them frivolously.
I don't make promises lightly. I've never made promises lightly.
Good, good. There have been stories about the universe itself intervening when someone's broken a promise. I've heard it's not pretty, but I don't know the details. It's one of those like urban legend sort of things. I really don't know. But yeah. How about
Not
we
something
just
you want to take chances with.
we could just play it by ear and take things as they come. Yeah.
And that's all he gets on the matter is just a grunt.
Corvitz is going to let that hang for a second and then look back over at the lunch and
So how long do we have to wait before we can eat this?
Not much longer. It has to be sauteed in honey and then put in seaweed, but then it should be good to eat as long as you're willing to put up with the scalding hotness of it.
I don't have a problem with heat, but sauteed in honey, that sounds really damn good. Yeah, all right. Let's give that a try. Let's do it.
And it's gonna show him, I think,
mm-hmm.
just outright without much fuss, how it moves the dumplings from the pot to the pan.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
To which case that means that they are in close proximity to each other.
Yes. Yes, they are. I'm going to roll another survival to see how well Corvitz does with the whole cooking thing. What is your modifier on this again? Oh, yeah. It's a 12. So, that is wonderfully good. It is a 22. So, he's doing a very good job. After Gibbs has shown him how.
If we go with, like, the way that it happened in the roleplay, then eventually it moves to just physically showing him because it doesn't know how to explain with words.
Mm-hmm.
And so Corvitz, its hands are extremely calloused and made of metal that's been roughed up over the years. Very clearly, very big paws for its size and working paws.
Mm.
And yet, and these paws could quite literally, like, you've seen these paws punch a wall just on the first try. They are strong, they have a lot of power, and yet they hold your hands to show you how to do this as if they are the most precious thing in the world. As if you're an intricate glass sculpture. Not like you're fragile, but like you're very precious.
Corvitz goes decidedly quiet. He's stopped running his mouth at every little thing, and just sort of working with Gibbs on this, cooking, making these dumplings, and just taking all of this in because he is endlessly fascinated by Gibbs and the few things it's said to him so far. But also like, oh, he's soft. What do?
Another fun fact is as you're watching it, as its paws have touched almost every surface, just absent-mindedly, and you've seen its claws. It's got very sharp claws, and yet there is not a scratch anywhere to be found. Anywhere.
Gosh darn. Gosh darn. It might even be a little bit warm in the kitchen. But he's not going to say anything on the matter.
Both of them having gay thoughts, not addressing it. Refusing to elaborate.
Mm-hmm.
Give me just a second. Alright, buddy. I'm gonna give you advantage on this because you've done this so often. Fuck you. We're not going with that. We're ignoring that. You know what? Fuck you. This is soft times. I was doing it for fun, but now I'm looking at Abre and going, fuck you. So once those are done and they're wrapped in seaweed, then it shows him that too, how to do it, which makes sense how it's able to do it so effortlessly because once again, the seaweed is already fairly, like, it's still wet
Mm-hmm.
because it's fresh seaweed,
Okay.
not just like the crisps.
Not sushi seaweed.
Yee.
Yep.
I'm assuming that, like, it's still pretty fragile.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't break when it does it.
Yep. Cool.
This is a fox who has done this 1,000 times plus some.
And Corvitz is noticeably impressed. Like, even without rolling, and with the incredibly low scores that Gibbs has in this department, it can kind of tell that this tall pumpkin man is genuinely impressed.
It doesn't know how to react to that. It is feeling things. It is not addressing that. But then, Corvitz, you see it going over towards the pantry again. And it gets out some chocolate stuff, and it just kind of starts doing things.
What are you
Again,
doing?
without really saying anything.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you making now? Is this for the dumplings too?
No, this is for something else. This is, I don't want to say that it's tradition, because it's not. I just kind of do this. I don't know how to explain it, so I'm just gonna do it. And it kind of just starts doing it. It's making a chocolate sculpture, and it's getting lost in doing so, enough so that it kind of forgets where it is and that there's another person in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And at first it starts humming as it's doing it, and then it starts singing. And the way that it moves is almost like dancing. Completely natural and fluid, and its voice is insatiably deep and haunting. And that voice echoes throughout the manor.
Corvitz is again noticeably quiet. It just sort of, as Gibbs is working about the kitchen, he sort of just backs up and sort of sits on the counter on the other side of the room, like well out of Gibbs's way, and just sort of sits there and just watches. And he's got kind of this wide-eyed expression, sort of, just watching Gibbs, because he's never heard a voice like that, and he has no idea what Gibbs is doing. But hell if it's not enjoyable to just sort of be a fly on the wall kind of thing.
Gibbs makes the most intricate goddamn tree with white chocolate leaves that it paints with colored sugar. Red and orange, like with like a ombre and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And the trunk of the tree is dark chocolate.
Okay, that's some really cool shit.
And it's incredibly detailed, Corvus. When you go up to the tree, that tree has some fucking... Like, you can see the veins and everything. You can feel it when you touch them. And each one is different.
That is... Like, that seems like it hardly took you any time at all. That is amazing. Look at that. Wow.
I've done this a lot, so...
Yeah, I can tell. Like, I mean, I want to put it in my mouth, but at the same time, it's gorgeous. Look at it.
It is decidedly not looking at it.
It's over here.
It doesn't
Gibbs.
know what...
The tree is over here. Look at it.
I know the tree is over there. It's shut.
No, it's cool. It's really good.
It's just a tree.
Yeah, it's just a tree that you made out of chocolate. And with the colors and the detailing, god damn, that's cool.
Absolutely destroying this box. That's a 10. There's a red on Gibbs's ears. Just like, shut your whore mouth.
Alright, I will shut my whore mouth around the trunk of this tree. I'm going to eat the whole damn thing at once.
No!
Yes.
No, that's for after lunch. I swear to Christ. Not, I swear on the moon.
Well, I mean, you know, if it wants to listen to you swear, that's its business, but I am going to bite this tree.
And he leans in sideways, and he just sort of opens his mouth and just sort of sits there next to it, going, ah.
Alrighty, give me a second. It's gonna roll intimidation. That's in that one. It's trying to look intimidating, but it's getting redder in the face from how much it's blushing. It cannot hide it at this point, and so now it's just like stomping its foot.
Oh my gosh, if you're gonna have a tantrum, okay, I won't.
You are an ass!
Yes, thank you, I'm glad we've met now. Alright, so we have to eat the dumplings before we can eat this. Alright, let's eat the dumplings, let's do that, because I am so keen to eat this tree. So we have to eat the dumplings first, which I'm also very keen for.
I've already had the dumplings before, so you go ahead and... Yeah. Don't eat all of them, though, please. They're for everybody.
Oh, who's everybody?
There's you, there's Shots, there's Sclapius, and there's me when everybody else gets here. I'll feed Dog when the time comes later. But there's also Dog. Dog doesn't need one.
Do you have a dog?
No, they're a duckling.
Oh, of course they are. Okay. Well, I mean,
Speaking
okay.
of, Dog just comes waddling in.
if they're for Jacques and Asclepius and you and me, well, I mean, eating together is a lot more fun. So I'm more inclined to wait. We should wait. We should eat together. That sounds more fun.
Okay. And it reaches down and it picks up Duck or Dog, and it holds Dog very gentle, and Dog just kind of like gives a little quack and snuggles up to it, and eventually just kind of tries to get up onto its shoulder so she can snuggle up to its neck.
Aww.
In which case, it's just gonna let her do that, and it has a look of like, yeah, this is my life now. It is now illegal to try and get her off.
So, what are we gonna do while we wait?
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm going to go take a nap.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't really nap. I did. I took a very long nap, but usually I don't nap so much. But would you like some company while you do that?
Sure, why not?
All right. Where is nap location of choice?
And it kind of like that kind of draws out as it thinks, because like it's got a lot of places that it likes to nap. It naps anywhere and everywhere around the manor. If it wants to be a nuisance, it will just nap in front of the spooky door. Like an asshole, because of course it does.
Do you need me to narrow down some choices? You're lagging. You're not coming up with anything promptly.
Well, I have to, if you want warmth, depending. And it takes another moment. There's a good window, and then there's the couch by the fire in the living room.
Oh, I am rather partial to fire. You may have noticed. Why don't we go to the fireplace? That sounds good.
No, I wouldn't have guessed. But sure, the couch is fun.
Corvitz
And
is going to nod and just start going in that direction because he knows exactly what Gibbs is talking about.
Gibbs is going to take its time getting there. It's not in any rush. But when it does, it's just kind of going to lay on the floor.
When Gibbs arrives at the living room, Corvitz has already stretched out on the couch. And I like to picture that there's like one really big, like 4 or 5 seater couch, and then some smaller 2 people couches, and then some armchairs. And he's kind of stretched out on the really long couch because it's one that he fits in.
Yeah, that's fair. Gibbs is gonna choose the floor, because yeah, that.
Do
It
you
doesn't
always
know.
sleep on the floor? Gosh, I hope Jacques is giving you a bed.
I mean, I sleep wherever, but at the same time, no. Usually at this point, sleep with them.
Oh, it's Jackson Asclepius, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Asclepius is covered in a very fine layer of fur. That would be warm, yes. You're also quite fluffy, though, so I'm not sure you'd be able to feel it through your own layer.
I don't really feel anything, so...
Oh. Oh. Oh, okay. Hmm. So what?
What? I don't understand.
Well, you said you normally sleep with Yogs and Asclepius when you're having your nap. You don't have to be all the way over there if you don't want to. You can be up here on the couch with me if you want.
Give it a moment.
Oh, good grief.
Gibbs,
Gibbs!
my darling.
Gibbs, honey!
Uh, it doesn't know how to respond to that. It is very awkward. And it looks like it wants to, but it doesn't know what to do about that, because that's new. That's what? Hello? Not addressing it.
Corbin is just gonna pat his chest.
Come on, I got a bigger rib cage than Jax does, so you're not gonna fall off or anything. I mean, there's also plenty of couch down there, but I am told I am toasty worn.
Do you want me up there?
Sure.
Okay. And it kind of awkwardly jumps up and lays down awkwardly on his chest. It doesn't seem to know, like, what to do. Like, okay.
Corvus is just gonna put his arms behind his head and stretch his long, long legs and just lie there. Let Gibbs figure it out.
Eventually it does figure it out. And while it doesn't really nap, per se, it does close its eyes and get some rest.
Mm.
So there is at least that.
Yeah.
And it starts purring.
Aww. I am going to do a Constitution saving throw. Oh, that's a 3 on the dice. I mean, that makes it a 15, but, like, it's a 3 on the dice. So... I'll put it in here, just so I don't forget. Yeah, so it probably takes him about 5 minutes. He might catch the first few little breaths of purring from Gibbs before he falls asleep. And he's just comfortable, and he has this quiet snore that sounds like a crackling campfire. And his chest rises and falls gently as he naps. And doesn't seem to wake up for a long time.
Yeah, and we'll get to that in the next FPS. This one accidentally took 2 hours. Whoops.
Oopsie.
Oopsie.
Oh dear. This was fun though.
It was. And I am doing the Elmo emoji.
Oh dear. Well, I suppose we should sign off here, and then I'll reboot my computer and see if that makes it behave any better for the next one.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Alright. Thank you for listening, everybody.
Thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed the gaze.
Yay! Bye!
Bye.